Alrighty, guys, I'll be one to admit, okay? I guess I'm not being shy on my channel at all anymore, and I'm just kind of getting a little personal on shit, and it is what it is, but I really don't give a fuck. But I think for the past couple years, this past 2 weeks have reminded me that I've been using the gym as cope, okay? And it's just, honestly, that's just what it is. I think that's just, whenever I find myself, I guess, anxious, I always find myself, or just going through some shit in life, I always find myself by doing too much. And these past 2 weeks have really just reminded me, man, only hitting the gym 3 times a week, I'm getting more vascular, I'm getting buffer, I'm getting more shredded, my hair is looking even more fuller, not overtraining 6 days a week, even getting less steps, no longer getting 25K steps a day in. Today I clocked at 15K at 7 o'clock at night. I'm just doing less and I'm getting better results. One thing I've noticed this past 2 weeks is my recovery's been better in general. My brain function has also been better without really realizing, like, even just walking too much, just walking, not even doing actual like hard cardio is even like hard to recover from when you're doing like 25K, 30K steps a day. Like, as in, my brain functions better, like, as in, you would think it's just walking, so it's like, where's the recovery fucking up on that? It's like, well, I don't know how to explain it, man. My brain, I'm just more mentally there. Maybe it's due to electrolytes and all different imbalances and stuff like that. Even though you're not sweating profusely when you're walking, it's just, there's some sort of liquid loss or even just recovery just from walking that much. So yes, less is more in every aspect. Don't even overdo it on the steps, even though that's not lifting. So, 15K, 20K steps a day, 15K steps is plenty. And, if you're on a daily deficit of like 500 calories versus 1,000, that's great too. Because it's like, you get to still have your cheat meal once or twice a week. You get to live your life. So I would highly recommend hitting the gym max 4 times a week, 3 times a week. And it's something that, I didn't build my physique off hitting the gym 3-4 times a week. I literally built it off like 5-6 days a week. But I don't think right now the juice is worth the squeeze, and I'm finding satisfaction in other areas of my life. And I think everyone should give that a go, right? Intentionally. Even if doing more results and better results, I think, you should look into potentially forcing yourself to not hit the gym so much if you're a type A personality guy like me who wakes up 5:30 no matter what every day, no matter the circumstance. If you're so type A, bro, you low-key need to like intentionally like lay off of doing so much. Like, you need to like find other aspects on purpose. When you're finding yourself to be like so overly obsessed with anything, you got to realize, man, where energy goes, things flow. And that's kind of counterintuitive to what I'm saying. Like, well, energy goes into fitness. That means I'm doing more, I'm getting more. But in the sense of like, you should look at it as like, not just energy goes, things flow. You should just let things flow. Let things flow. Not all the time when you go and put more in is where you get more out. It's just like, no, you just are being overdoing shit, and you're just trying to force something that's not meant to be. So yes, do less and you may actually get better results in every aspect of your life, not just fitness. Find other joys and find other passions. It forces you to do other things. Like making this YouTube video right now is kind of a cool thing for me. Even though I'm not getting anything from it, nothing financial from it, no actual benefit from it other than just doing it for the sake of doing it. One thing I will say is why fitness for me is a cope, because it's like I'm trying to find every second of everything of my day to fill it out, and that's just by like over exercising, overdoing something, right? Like hitting the gym 6 days a week is like me, I think, and I'm just being honest with myself openly. I haven't really put too much thought into this. Like, I'm dead serious. I'm just flowing. And it's not like I thought about this topic for hours to say this, but it's like, I think I was coping, bro. And what do you mean by coping? What was I using fitness as a way to cope from? Let me explain. I think I use anything as a way to cope, like overworking. It's not even just fitness. It's anything in life. anything in life. Like, I remember my dumb ass used to buy into like the thought process of working so hard. I remember I worked for this company in Dallas, and I would show up at like 7 a.m. and work before it was an hourly sales job. I'd show up at 7 while work started at 9. I'd show up there, and it was a 30-minute drive. It was like, no, 45-minute, an hour drive, 30-minute with no traffic, because I'd show up early. I bought into like this whole hustle culture so much. I'd show up early to this fucking company that didn't give a fuck about me. And I wouldn't even clock in. I'd work. I'd bust my ass off trying to get leads and everything before everyone else got there, right? And I'd fucking work like a dumbass. Like a fucking dumbass for a company that didn't give a fuck about me, right? Thinking like, yeah, if I work harder than everyone else, I get more commission and everything. I was only making like $3,000 a month there, right? And this is back in like 2022, some shit, like not that long ago. It just goes to show, man, like, just because you work harder on something doesn't mean you're necessarily going to reap the benefits. But that's just my way of coping in general, is just to like go extra hard into something. So if you, and I say that with, whether it's with work or whether it's with the gym, and maybe to someone else, like, that's not coping. Well, dude, I'm the same guy who literally ran for 180 days straight, 10 miles a day, as a person who never was a runner. So yeah, I trained for a marathon like that. Never ran a 5K before, never ran a 10K, just went straight for a marathon. You know, when it comes to athletic endeavors or anything, I tend to overdo shit. So if you find yourself being that type of person in general, man, you got to understand that you're coping, whether you do that with work or fitness or anything. Just find different ways to cope, I guess. Find ways to spread your energy and not just fixate on one thing, right? Find ways to understand that, like, it's just cope. And, you know, not just with fitness, whether it's with work, you know, fitness, anything in life, understand that you're coping when you're just overdoing anything in this life. But to be great at anything, you do have to focus. So, I mean, I would just find a passion that is like, you know, you can be passionate at anything, man. Just, I think there's worth to explore other things too, man. There's worth to explore other things. And when you explore other things, you'll realize this one thing will actually become a lot better. It will become a lot better. So yeah, man. That's all I say, is I think I was using fitness as cope. Until next time, world. Peace.